Latest now on the unrest, the protest, the violence across the country when it comes to these encampments that have been set up at the universities. This was UCLA last night. Yeah, people were just tackling each other onto the grass, and others were wondering, where are the cops? Why won't they show up? They're there now, and in the riot gear. Lots of CHP, even Sheriff's Department, and LAPD is out there on campus. Things are calmer now, but where do we go from here? The campus has said that encampment is unlawful now. It's got to go. Also, we saw what happened at Columbia. Students and some others from outside took over that building, and YPD moved in there last night to get them out of there. Lots of arrests. A Union for Reform Judaism president, Rabbi Rick Jacobs, was recently at that campus on Columbia there. He's live with us now.
Rabbi, good morning.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
So you have been at Columbia recently. What did you say to the students there, and what have you been hearing from them?
Well, I was there just a few days ago, and frankly, I had heard the reports and seen the reports. I wanted to go with my own eyes and ears and heart and listen and see what I could see. What's clear was there are two very distinct groups. There was a group off campus that was both loud and hateful and spewing out really harsh anti-Semitic comments like Jews go back to Poland, burn Tel Aviv. And then some of the on-campus encampment protesters were, frankly, with a voice of trying to, advocate for some kind of a peaceful resolution. They were calling on the administration to divest. So there were really two different groups, and the tone was completely different. But I have to say that students that I talked to were clear that many of them felt unsafe walking across campus, wearing a Jewish star, maybe if they wear a kippah, a skull cap, feeling that they were more vulnerable. So the situation really was quite concerning. And now, of course, it's not just Columbia, it's not just UCLA, it's at a host of universities across the country.
How do we start to bring things back to, quote unquote, normal or closer to it? Because, you see students interviewed and they say, I don't know how to turn down the temperature, especially after, we'll talk UCLA last night. We've got the encampment group, and then we had counter protesters show up, and it wasn't yelling across the way at each other. It was people actually getting into fistfights.
Yeah, listen, I think the universities have a primary responsibility to keep students safe. Not some of them, all of them. That's just primary. And again, protest is a very fundamental right. However, keeping students and faculty and the community safe is absolutely imperative. And I think we see on some of the campuses where the administration has been very lax and hesitant and giving mixed signals. And I think that has allowed some of the not just the rhetoric, but as you described at UCLA last night and at Columbia last night when they cleared out Hamilton Hall, it's allowed it to actually escalate in ways that are just not good for anyone on campus.
I am hearing from some Jewish parents that I know that these protests, demonstrations, and the anti-Semitism that we are seeing in some situations is influencing where they will send their kids to college in the fall and maybe to transfer. Do you think there will be lingering effects on Jewish students from these protests?
Well, I certainly think that any parent who's about to send a child off to college is thinking about these issues, and maybe for the first time. Some of the campuses actually have been exemplary and have had clear, strong leadership. And that actually is a magnet, I would believe, for Jewish families. But I hope it's for all families, thinking about how will this university protect my kid? How will they ensure they're going to get the education? They're going to school to not just make friends, of course, but to learn new ideas, to stretch their minds and hearts. So I think, when you look at a campus, now you're looking at the whole picture. And I think that's not a bad thing to do.
Union for Reform Judaism president, Rabbi Rick Jacobs. Rabbi, thanks for talking to us.